Okay, today what we're looking at is to make a box and whisker plot. Sometimes they just call it a box plot. But either way, recognize that it is going to be organizing your data. Here it says box and whisker plot, but it can also be called a box plot. And the idea behind this is to arrange our data so that it is actually represented in a 5-number summary of a data set. And I will detail these as we go along. The question has, here are the scores of 15 students on a history test. They go from a minimum of 56 to a maximum of 88. Now, what's important to note on this particular one, it says notice that the scores are ordered from least to greatest. That means they are in ascending order. If on a test you see ascending order, make sure that you know that you are going from least to greatest. They were nice. They put these numbers in ascending order for us already. And so then the next step would be, and in your notebooks, you should make sure, no matter where you do your work, that you are able to list your information like we have here from the least to the greatest so that it is all on one line. If you cannot fit it on one line when you have your notebook in a portrait situation, then it would be really important for you to go ahead and rotate your page 90 degrees and have it as a landscape just so that you might have more room, okay? Just so that you'd have more room. So here we have our data. It is in ascending order, a low of 56 to 88. Notice that there's plenty of space in between so that you're able to read your data. The first step, and we did this in class today, the very first step is to list your data from low to high. Then after we go from low to high or ascending order, we're going to find the median. And we can simply do this by saying, okay, we have our minimum, our maximum. The next number in line, the next number in line, next in line, and so on. Until now we see that 69 is in fact the median. Even though there's another 69 in the upper half of the information, this is in fact our middle number, and it's 69. We put a line through it, and it is called the median. Now, the next thing that we're going to do after we find the median, we need to start realizing when we take a look that now we've got a lower half, okay, and we also have an upper half. And so box and whisker plots, when you are designing them, are all about finding the median, the middle number. So now we're going to find the middle number for the lower half, and then we will find the middle number for our upper half. And as we do this, we can go ahead and name what we have. And so the next step, okay, the next step that we're looking at is that the box and whisker plot is going to show the minimum, lower quartile, median, upper quartile, and maximum. We're going to go ahead and just work through this section. So we looked at our lower half, which was here. Then we looked at our upper half, which was here. Finding the median, the middle number, we do the same thing. We'd look at 56, 65, 59, 64, 61, 63. And then we get to our lower quartile, which is 62. What's real important to notice, if you have your information and if your median is actually a part of the data set, you will no longer use it to find the median of the lower portion or the upper portion. So that would mean over on the right-hand side, we're going to go ahead and take a look. And we have our upper quartile using the same strategy, 69, 88, 73, 87, 73, 82. Right there we have 80 as part of our data set. Now just so you know, if you happen to have two middle numbers, if it would have been let's say 80 and 82, and that was your the middle number would go here. What you would do, obviously, you know the answer is 81. However, you could go ahead, take the average of the two middle numbers. 80 plus 82 would give you 162. Divide that in half. That's how you find the average. We would be with an 81. However, in this case, we are fortunate that we don't have to do that, okay? And so here we have our lower quartile, we have our median, we have our upper quartile, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at how you would plot this. And you would plot this on a number line. You have your lower quartile, you have your upper quartile, you have your median, and when you connect your first quartile, third quartile, obviously the median's in the middle. Here is where you get your box. You have your minimum, you have your maximum. You just simply draw a line. And so here now we can look, and that is what we have where we got our box and whisker plot. And when we have our box and whisker plot, we are going to start analyzing data, and that will be on your next lesson. But what's real important to understand at this point is that when you are looking at the data in your box and whisker plot, we know from the minimum to your first quartile, you have 1/4 or 25% of your information. If we look from the second quartile to your median, again, 1/4 of your data or 25% of your information. And then from the median to the upper quartile, we still have 1/4 or 25% of our information. And then obviously the same holds true with your upper section, the 1/4 or 25% of your information. This is how you would look at a box and whisker plot. In the next lesson, you're going to see if someone asked you a question, if a question would be asked such as true or false, 75% of all scores were 80 or lower. 75% of all scores were 80 or lower. Well, you should be able to determine here that you've got 1/4 of your information was going to be here. We have another 1/4 of our information here, another 1/4 of our information here, and I would have preferred to have used a different color. So 1/4 of our information here, and then obviously we could take a look and say that another 1/4 of our information was here. So if we are looking at our 80, if we are looking at 80, and there we have it, would it be true that 75% of all scores were 80 or lower? Well, since this is our 80, and we take a look, and anything over this way to the left would be a lower score, we can now see that we do in fact, we do in fact have 25% here, 25%, 25%, all of which would be 75%. This would make that a true statement. And that is our lesson. That's it.